Doing these things will improve your metabolism. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the video. In today's video, I'm gonna talk a little bit about what we can do to fix or improve our metabolism. I used to think I was cursed and was just born with a slow metabolism and it was always gonna be that way and there just wasn't much I could do about it. And just to be clear, metabolism just refers to the whole process of our body burning energy to stay alive. Now, the first most important thing to know is that genetics do play a big factor. So our genetics will determine sort of if we're more on the faster metabolism side or the slower metabolism side. And that's gonna be sort of where your baseline is. Now, again, that's genetics, so there's really nothing you could do about that. But there are absolutely lifestyle factors, things that we can do to improve our metabolism and sort of optimize it from wherever it's at, or essentially get the best or the most out of our metabolism. So let's talk about it. One of the first most important things for a healthy metabolism is daily movement and steps. Most people don't think that simply walking around is gonna be that beneficial for your metabolism, for your health, but it really is. Think of our body similar to a car, and a car burns gas for energy. So anytime a car is driving and moving, right, it's burning gas, it's burning energy. Similar to our body, anytime our body's moving, walking around, we're gonna be burning a little bit more energy. If the car is sort of like idling or it's not moving, it's not gonna burn as much energy. Same with our body. If we're very sedentary, we're not getting a lot of steps, we're not exercising, we're not getting a lot of general movement in, our metabolism is gonna slow down. Our body isn't gonna burn as much energy because it simply doesn't have the need to. But the more we move, the more steps we get every day, the more regularly active we are, the more that will help to improve our metabolism and make it a little bit faster. So typically you'll hear that, try to get 7,000 to 10,000 steps per day range. But in reality, any increase from where you're currently at is gonna provide benefit. So if you're only getting a couple thousand steps a day or maybe even a couple hundred, improving that by just a little bit, you'll be able to benefit from that. And then slowly over time, you wanna build that up and up and up to where eventually you do hit that maybe 6, 7, up to 10,000 steps per day range. And consistently doing that is gonna be great for the metabolism. Again, it's just like taking that car that's just idling and just sitting there and not burning a lot of gas and actually stepping on the gas pedal and driving it. So that's the first thing, getting more daily steps and more movement in. Number 2, lifting weights. So the more muscle mass that we have on our body, obviously the stronger we become and the more efficient we can move. Now, if we can move more efficiently, that also is gonna in turn mean that our metabolism is gonna be improved. Moving more efficiently means we'll be burning a little bit more energy. And not only that, but if you're following a consistent lifting program, you're working out like 2-3 times a week, you're gonna continuously tear up muscle fibers, which are gonna require more energy to repair and rebuild, which is also gonna increase the metabolism. And just think, the more muscle mass you have, the better your metabolism will be. So lifting weights, building muscle is crucial for a healthy metabolism. And this doesn't have to be in a intense like bodybuilder style where you're in the gym for like 6 or 7 days a week for hours on end. It could be a simple 2 to 3 day a week workout program. You pick maybe 3 to 4 lifts, do like 2 to 3 sets, and you're good. Number 3 is eating more nutrient-dense foods. So again, when it comes to metabolism, it's all about energy, right? Burning energy. If we're bringing in a lot of ultra-processed junk food that really don't have any, fiber, protein, any vitamins or minerals, it's not gonna be the best energy source for our body. And this is sometimes why people, when you eat a bunch of like junk food, you might kind of feel like crap after. Your energy levels might kind of tank a little bit, you might feel lethargic. And that's because these ultra-processed junk food that's sort of just empty calories is not good energy for the body. Whereas when you eat more nutrient-dense whole foods like fruits, vegetables, leafy greens, whole grains, these foods are packed with things like fiber, complex carbs, vitamins and minerals. They provide us with good, healthy energy, and they're great for the metabolism. Because that's the kind of energy that your body wants to run off of. Vitamins, minerals, fiber, protein, complex carbs. Those things are gonna make the body, the energy levels, the metabolism function much better. You don't have to be super strict with it. Just try to keep, say, in a given week, anywhere between like 70 to 80% of the food that you eat coming from those whole nutrient-dense foods. You can still keep your favorite junk foods in your diet, in your eating routine, just don't let them take up the majority of the foods you eat. Tip number 4 is eating a reasonable amount of food. So when people are trying to lose weight, obviously the kind of key thing is, right, eat a little bit less, get into a calorie deficit, and that's what's gonna drive weight loss. But people run into an issue, and I did this myself, where they cut calories way too low. And on top of that, they tend to also be doing a lot of extra activity. So trying to push your body to do a lot of activity while you're having barely any food coming in will tank your metabolism. This is oftentimes how people run into a fat loss plateau, and I experienced this myself. So yes, for weight loss, a calorie deficit, eating less, does matter, is gonna be the most crucial thing for that, but we have to make sure that we're still eating enough food. All people really need for successful weight loss is maybe a 3 to 500 calorie deficit, but instead what you see is people just cutting calories by like the thousands. I myself went through a phase where I could have been eating like what I know now, I could have been eating like maybe 2,600 calories, but I was limiting myself to like 1,500 calories. And so it's no surprise that during this time, I experienced a fat loss plateau. I was trying to lose weight, I was working out really hard, and I just wasn't seeing any progress. So that's an important thing to remember, is that when you're trying to lose weight, it is all about a calorie deficit. You have to eat a little bit less, but that doesn't mean that you have to just drastically cut your calories, because that's just gonna end up backfiring. So those are my 4 tips on how to fix or sort of improve your metabolism. Get plenty of daily steps and movement in, lift weights and build muscle. Again, it could be a simple workout program, 2 to 3 times a week, nothing crazy. Make sure you're eating plenty of whole nutrient-dense foods, and try to make the majority of the food that you eat throughout the week to come from these kind of foods. And then tip number 4 was make sure you're eating a reasonable amount of food. Cutting calories too drastically is not only gonna leave you with, higher cravings and hunger levels, but it's also gonna be terrible for the metabolism, and you're probably just gonna end up spinning your wheels. That is it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope that was helpful. I hope you are now on your way to improving your metabolism. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Be sure to check out my website, lanenelsonfitness.com. I offer coaching on there. I have a blog page and also an email list you can sign up for. And with all that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.